Konami Studios.
Dickinson Season 2. It is finally done, and man, was it great. It's great. Great show. Great everything. Super underrated. I want more people to watch this one. I'm not sure how the numbers are at Apple TV. I don't know, but please watch Dickinson. It's worth your time. I really do think so. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the idea, Hailee Steinfeld, one of the best actresses working today, probably one of the best talents working ever, has decided she's going to be working on this program called Dickinson that is about Emily Dickinson and the life of that woman from the 1800s, the famous poet who never got published that much, and now her words have an impact for a generation and a new culture in the future, and it's very cool to see that world. And this season 2, it's pretty interesting. So the entire idea is Emily is going to get published this season. She's going to get her word out there. She's going to deal with the ramifications of being published and if she wants fame or if she deserves fame, which is a really cool thing to think about, especially from somebody who is a writer, and I'm always been ingrained in this world where it's just like, is fame the thing you are seeking? Is it gratification? Is it the memory of being somebody who was known? Is that what you're seeking? Or is it that you actually have something poignant and interesting to say? That idea is presented in this entire season as like, do we actually have something valuable to say, or do we just want the idea of having something to say to be what is said about us? That's pretty cool. As a writer, I really like that. I really like seeing that side of the show. I really like seeing that side of the genre. I think it's a very powerful thing to see, and it is copied with like a great 10 episodes full of action and comedy and some fantastic stuff. Now, when I say action, I don't mean like there's a lot of punching or kicking and stuff. It's just very heavy in its doing what it is. You know, it's just like, here's your drama. There's action. You're on the edge of your seat watching because you're like, these performances are all believable and real. I love it so much. I really love it. This show just found something I wasn't expecting it, and that was this captivating character study of a woman afraid of her own destiny, which is really cool to see. Really interesting to experience, and the episodes are great. There's so many just great episodes, like about writer's block, about finally being published, about our people really seeing your works, about all these different ideas, and I think that's really cool. There's ideas about love being presented and what's truly the thing you love as opposed to your duty as a husband or a wife, as a man or a woman. It's really smart. It's a really smart show that has the facade of being a comedy, which is really clever too, because it's a great comedy, the jokes land, and you feel for every character. There isn't something in this episode, or this show I should say, that makes me go, yeah, this sucks. There's some character moments I don't like this season in particular. I don't think the character of Sue was handled too well. I think they were trying to do like that whole social media influencer thing. It wasn't the best, but I didn't hate it either. She was a character that was hard to make likable when she becomes kind of like the villain in the piece of her own existence, which is fine. But everybody else I think was handled very well. Emily Dickinson, Hailee Steinfeld, again, knew exactly what she was doing when she signed on for this. Worked so well, have a great chemistry. Everybody in this show just really flowed perfectly. Lavinia, again, had a lot to do this season about becoming an independent woman, which is very, very compelling to see. I really liked that. My favorite character, though, I think was Austin, and Adrian Esco is just so sure of himself in this. He knew what this character needed to be. He knew, like, I have to be the dutiful husband, but I also need to find myself along the way. What makes me happy? What am I trying to do? And it worked really well. He really was able to find that balance of the right thing to do, copied with the right amount of dutiful husbandness, which was very impressive. Not everyone could pull it off, but he really surprised me this season. The first season, he was fine. This season showed he is going to be a force to be reckoned with. I really hope he gets more work. I would love to see him lead something. I'd love to see him in his own property, but it's great to have him in here because he really pulled it off. And as always, Jane Gakowski, man, she's just a powerhouse. I love everything she does. I say it every time I talk about it. Like, she just has that right energy. Is like, you think she's not that smart, but she's playing it in that way. And in that in itself is a really smart thing to see. I like it a lot. She really, really surprised me this season. Oh man, everything about it was just great. Everyone was great. Even Finn Jones was great. He's playing Samuel Bowles, the Springfield Republican. Impressed with it. I was very impressed with how he handled himself. You made Finn Jones likable to me. I thought that was very impressive, very cool to see. It was just so incredibly smart and well written. And his performance was believable and honest and earnest, and it actually gave him something to do, which I like seeing because I want this guy to do more. Vince Jones is not a bad actor. He's just been given some bad opportunities, and this really showed he can play himself, that character that he plays in all of his stuff, and have it work. So I hope this gives people another light on Finn Jones and shows that he could do more, because he can. This show is just so nice. It's nice to have a show that I was very excited to watch. Every week I would just be like, here we go. It's Dickinson time. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to feel like the intense emotion of the characters. I'm going to feel for everything happening. And it was such a great feeling just to be excited about a show again. I like that it was weekly. I think that really benefited the show because all at once it'd be like an info dump and it would lose some of that emotional resonance. You're not like every week thinking about what's going to happen next or how the characters' lives are going to change. I like that this was set up that way. It made me very happy. Every time I watch this show, I just can't help but smile, and I just know I'm going to enjoy it because that's the kind of show this is. It's one that makes you go, awesome, cool, this is fun, this is unique. Everything about it looks great. The set pieces look great as always. It does look like there's some money behind it. I think more so than last season because we knew what we were doing now. We could go a little crazy. We could have some different stories like things Emily is thinking about. Like, is she invisible to the world? Who is this mysterious man that is following her that's nobody? And I like that a lot. And of course, man, I have to bring up Wiz Khalifa as Death, which is just the best guest cameo ever. I think it's so fun. It works so well for this time period, like this type of guy who we know in this era as being somebody that's a little different, but now it's just like, it works so well. It works so well for him as Death. I'm very impressed with that. Very satisfied by this show. It's so good. Like, there's nothing about it I think was wrong. I think was bad. It just knew exactly what it was trying to be. And that to me is enough to have me impressed with a property like this. Dickinson was not something I expected to like as much as I did, but it's one of the smartest shows out there right now. It's got the most drama, the most heart. And if you are a writer who is struggling to find your voice or your purpose, I think you should watch this, even just for the inspiration, even just for the idea of why are you writing. And the dialogue is so sharp, and you are getting a new appreciation for some of those classic Emily Dickinson poems. It's very cool, very intense, and Haley Steinfeld carries the thing. She is so fantastic in it. I think she just absolutely understood what she was doing with this, so that's very cool to see. So, Dickinson Season 2, I am going to give an 8 out of 10. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.